Thank you, David, and all of you for inviting me to do this presentation with you. Um, I have been an international student. Okay, so if you are from overseas, I understand, your transition to joy and struggle, everything. Okay, and I have served with the American Baptist International Ministries for 20 years, and my responsibility is to coordinate our mission work in China, Hong Kong, uh, Korea, Philippines, Nepal, India, and so this morning, I'm a pastor, so I used to preach long, okay? When I go overseas in Asia, the sermon has to be at least an hour, so I'm not going to do the same. So I have SP to check on my time, so I will try to finish my part in 20 minutes. I will start with a short video, and I will focus on the relief and development work of American Baptists. And we'll look at the video first, and then I'll have a PowerPoint presentation. I'll go through them to give you a general understanding of who we are, what do we do, and then after my part, SP will focus on a more actual setting in Nepal. And then afterwards, we welcome questions, and then we will have this dialogue with you. Okay?
For over 60 years, One Great Hour of Sharing has provided help and hope to millions. Here's what that help means today to people in the United States and all around the world. If you're a thirsty child, it means a safe, cool drink of water. If you're one of the girls who used to carry that water, it means now you have time to go to school. If you've just survived devastating human violence or a natural disaster that destroyed your possessions, your memories, your very livelihood, it means you do not stand alone. It means another's hand helping you start over, standing alongside you and pulling together over the long haul. If you have a family and no way to support them, One Great Hour of Sharing can mean a way to earn that support with your own hands. If speculators buy your crops at low prices when you need money and charge you more than you can afford when you need food, it means grain banks that help you control your own food supply. If you've lived with injustice day after day, it means knowing that together we can bring about change. If your hope is just a spindly little shoot, it means knowing how to nurture it so that it can nourish your family and show that in the abundance of God's love, there is enough for everyone. If you're tired of being moved from place to place, even by the people who are trying to help you, it means the dignity of making your own decisions. If you're just a person who doesn't like to see others suffering, for you it can mean a chance to see the face of Jesus in those of our sisters and brothers. A chance to share your resources knowing that your sharing will change lives, and maybe find your own life changed along the way. An opportunity to join generations of Christians partnering to share in the bountiful love of God. That's what One Great Hour of Sharing means. With your commitment and investment, it will continue. Please give generously. Sharing your resources really does change lives.
Well, when you watch the video, probably you hear in fact a lot of statement about the value, right, and about how we see the world as American Baptist, our organization. And I'm going to dig deeper, on what all those statements means, okay? And I have a handout of this PowerPoint for you, but I'm not going to give it to you now. I'll give it to you later, and I'll send a e-copy to David so that you can, get an e-copy as well, and you can click on the website that you want. The reason I don't want to pass it to you is I want you to focus on what I'm going to say, okay? And feel free to jot down some question, or you have some question in your mind. So if you, I do not explain it clearly, or if it triggers some of your thinking, keep it, and then after our two presentations, we will have a dialogue on it. First of all, our organization is American Baptist Churches in the USA. Some of you may know a denomination or members of denomination. And every denomination claims something unique of ourselves, right? So we claim to be the most diverse denomination, one of the most diverse denominations of North America, and we have about 5,500 churches with 1.5 million members. And you see that in our leadership and also among our staff, there are diversity, of Asian, African American, Caucasian, Native American, you name it, and we strive to be inclusive and diversified, representing what we believe, how God is creating the world. And I have highlighted some of the value statement about how we look at relief and development. Okay, and this is taken from the American Baptist mission statement. And so we are proud that we are Christ-centered, we are biblical grounded, and we also, I just said that we are ethically diverse people. The way that we look at the world is that we value not only individuals, but communities. We believe that our faith do not, give the promise of eternal life, salvation. We believe that this eternal life, abundant life, and salvation started from now. Okay, so we believe in the transformation of individuals and communities and nations, and of course, you are at Eastern. You already know that American Baptist is very strong on both hands-on and practical ministry. That is, the praxis is very important. It's not only the theory, but how do we translate the theory into actually what do you do with people? Okay, and of course, our prophetic voice is another emphasis that we have. Peace and justice is a very important core value, of how we live our lives. And even more so, we also believe that the way that we live out the gospel is to overcome the you or me, but we together. That means sometimes we may see people as enemies or aliens or someone who do not have a different opinions or worldview, like us. But we believe that our mission is to overcome that barrier, to overcome that differences, so that we can bring people together, so that we can gain mutual understanding and mutual respect. And in that sense, we embrace working with, both the local community, people who live around us, people in our country, and people overseas, and they are all our neighbors. Okay. And then in the last set of core value, and I think it's very closely to what you are studying, right? All the key words there, social justice, healing, peacemaking, economic development, and education. That is, we believe that the gospel or the faith that we have need to be translated into an actual actions of how it impacts the life, of the people that we are called to serve with. So I just told you a little bit about our denominations and who is actually doing the work of relief and development. it is through an office, the World Relief Office. And the World Relief Office, in fact, is made up of several main offices of our denomination. And it is staffed by the current director, Lisa Rothenberger, and she's a very capable person making network both in the US and overseas. And you just saw the video will show you, that is in fact our main fundraising campaign and education. Okay, it's called the 1 Great Hour of Sharing. Have you heard of this one? 1 Great Hour of Sharing? Okay, surely. Okay, because this is, the term is very much used across the mainline denominations. In fact, it is a joint effort. Okay, so when you see 1 Great Hour of Sharing, it means it is the time that we do the mission promotion through video, and in fact we have a package of information we send out to all our churches. And then we have 2 months that everybody, every donors and churches or organization can give to 1 Great Hour of Sharing, and the money is used both for emergency relief as well as more long-term strategic development. Okay. But anyway, when you see that, you know that we are doing the promotion, and we have a slogan: sharing resources and changing lives. Very practical. That tells you what exactly what that campaign is for. And I'm showing you some of the pictures that we used. Okay. And there are 2 main societies, or you may say 2 main offices of our denomination that work with the World Relief Office. One is the American Baptist Home Mission Societies. You can go to their website. I have listed there to know more of their work. But their responsibility is within the U.S. and Puerto Rico. Okay, everything that American Baptist does within U.S. and Puerto Rico, it is under their jurisdiction. Okay. And then the other society or main partner of work that works with the World Relief Office is the organization that I directly relate to, the American Baptist International Ministries. So anything that beyond U.S. and Puerto Rico, it falls under our jurisdiction. So we work with partners of about 70 countries around the world, conventional mission work, support of hospitals, clinics, and social centers, and so forth. And then, of course, we have done a lot of work on relief and development. So if you go to our website, we have 7 focus areas, and many of them, almost, except the first 2, somehow you may include the first 2 too, related to the work, the relief and development work that we are talking about today. And this is another flyer that we use, for our promotion. Now, so you may ask, okay, now you have a World Relief Office. What exactly do you do? Okay, now time will not allow me to go into all the details, but roughly speaking, we can say there are 3 main areas. Okay, and I'll give you some examples. The first area is we have done a lot of emergency relief. Okay, that is whenever you hear that there is a major disaster in somewhere of the world. Okay, and we believe that we need to respond to this disaster and help the relief and help the victims. Okay, immediate and sometimes mid-term and long-term as well. And I can give you an example. Like this year, there are 2 earthquakes. A major one in Haiti and then another one. A major one in Japan. So we are involved in the immediate relief as well as the ongoing rebuilding of the community of the victims who were affected. Okay, and then the second main area is development projects. In fact a lot about this already. When we say development, it is not just immediate or just in response to a situation, but more a long-term planning, like how we develop the capacity or improve the infrastructure of an organization or a community and even a country. And so one example that I'm showing you is the capacity building for the Amity Foundation. Amity Foundation is an NGO in China. In fact, it is the biggest faith-based or Christian-initiated NGO in China, and they have a budget of about $10 million annual budget, and they have projects, all over the country. And of course, Amity Foundation also do emergency relief, disaster relief, and we partner with them. But I would say their major contribution is really on the development, because they have done serious research. They work with other NGOs and work with the corporation. They work with the government. So-called, say, the first, second, third sectors. They all work together, right? So as a third sector, the Amity work very efficiently to address the issue before it happens. Like we will hear about China. All the good things about happening in China is more in the eastern China and the coastal area, more developed. But in the interior side, in the western side, there is still lack of infrastructure. They still have a lot of issues. So Amity, in fact, is addressing the issue, before other people complain about it. So capacity building, meaning we in fact help to train their staff development. We address issue, and then we develop plans to address the issue together. And then the last one is the refugee ministries. I don't know whether in the place that you live you have other refugees coming or new immigrants coming. American Baptist, especially through the work of the American Baptist Home Mission Society, is one of the most aggressive organizations that address and help the refugees people. And currently, in these past several years, in fact, we have helped more than 30,000 refugees from Burma, who come to U.S. and get settled, and then we have been working with them, help them to transition into the life here, and also provide practical need, and also we work with them to build their churches, if they are Christian also. And this is another banner, that we believe that when we do relief and mission work, it is an expression of joy. It is something that we feel that we can bless them and also to bless ourselves. So blessing is both the person to be served and being served. And when we do mission, the relief and development work, we also do it globally. Okay, I just talked about 3 categories of relief and development work, right? But most of the, I would say, practical work, on-site work, is done through our partners. That means we send staff there. I go there, we do assessment and so forth. But a lot of work is done in a partnership with a lot of global partners, and I have listed 4 organizations and a network. I just told you that we work with partners of 70 countries, right? In those countries, most of them, I would say, they are Baptist organizations. And the poster fall off, but you can see some of the pictures and names of our missionaries that work in those countries. So we work through our own personnel as well as the local Baptists and other Christians or organizations and NGOs to actually implement what we decide to do, on that particular relief and development work. And then another main partner that we have is the Baptist World Aid. Baptist World Aid is the relief arm of the Baptist World Alliance, and Baptist World Alliance represents about 55 million members, Baptist members around the world. Okay, so they have also a global network. So we work very closely with them. And then the other 2, the ACT Alliance is a global network of in about 140 countries, and they have 330 staff that work globally, and you can see, grasp the magnitude of their work. So we also work closely with ACT Alliance, especially they have done a lot of work to bring all the players at the same table so that we will not repeat the effort of each other. And then another main global partner that we have in the US is the Church World Service, that you may have heard of them. They also have done a lot of work, especially, I would say, in Africa. Okay? So you feel free to contact me. You know, my address and email, everything is in the handout that I'm going to give it to you. And if I have a time to do some, you know, advertising. In fact, we are looking at the possibility of sending graduate interns, you know, to our related countries. And David and I, you know, will spend more time together. And I'm hoping that you will be one of the interns that we send. Thank you.